What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fourth Line Minutes. This is shift number 8 between myself and Mr. Shaggy Von Doom, Kyle Sullivan. Welcome to the show of banter between the Alabama kid and the New Yorker of all things hockey and fun entertainment related. So, I am your co-host, Chris Micieli from Locked On Avalanche. And with me, as always, is Mr. Shaggy Von Doom himself, Kyle Sullivan, who's feeling a little bit under the weather, but coming through in fine fashion. Correct? How you feeling?
I am alive. Took the COVID test.
And you're wearing a give blood, play hockey. Like, I mean, is that the one thing you didn't do was give blood? Or you didn't?
They took everything else out of me but blood.
Pretty much. I mean, I was talking to you and you were like, oh, I got to go do this. I feel like this. I feel like crap. I'm like, you were hurting pup for a little while.
Yeah, I was pretty messed up for the weekend. I had to get COVID tested. I have like that late night jazz FM host voice kind of going on. So yeah, I got COVID tested. We were talking before we hit the record button. That COVID test, I had to psych myself up, telling myself like the guys in the bubble did this on a daily basis, and I honestly don't know how.
Honestly, I haven't had to take one yet, but you know, you have planted that in my head. Like if I have to, that will be my mindset going in. That'll be and they did, and we've seen the numbers. They did like tens of thousands of them. Yeah. So you're right. Like if all those guys can suck it up every single day, we can suck it up for just once. Yeah. But that stuff like that makes me so uncomfortable. Yeah. I don't like doing it. Like I had some health stuff going on. I had to go to the doctor today and get blood drawn. I don't like that. Yeah. I can't stand it. I'm not a hospital guy. So, but we're not going to be talking about hospitals because we don't want people passing out on the show, namely myself. No. We will be getting into the latest episode of WandaVision, talking about, and then we'll get into the NHL stuff. Crazy stuff going on with Tony D'Angelo. I mean, I'm laughing at it, and I don't know if I should be. We're definitely be talking about our Avalanche and all the injuries, which continue to pile up, but some good news, possibly. And then getting into the NWHL, and God, do I feel bad for these ladies. Yeah. So we will dive into that stuff and going to do a fun game of buy or sell since the stock market seems to be all the rage right now. So we're going to do like, if you ever watch, who's the guy? The Jim, he does on CNBC.
What's his name?
He's the lightning round guy.
Yeah. He's got the button and everything.
Jim Cramer.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. We're going to buy and sell teams. We're going to do lightning round for all these teams. And we're just going to do buy and sell. It's going to be fast and furious. It's going to be crazy. So we'll get to that later on in the show. And of course, we're going to sim our season and see who comes out on top for this one. I have no idea where these go because in a way I'm glad it's not just the same team over and over again. Yeah. But we have no clue where this could go. It could be a Red Wings Stanley Cup. We don't know.
Contrary to last shift, Byram has been added to NHL 21.
Oh, okay. So is he number 4? He better be number 4.
Yeah, he's I look at his number, but I do know he is in the game.
I wonder how much of him wanting to change his number was to not be associated with 45. If you know who I'm talking about, the outgoing president was 45. How much of that is, you know what I mean? Like,
and he jumped into a number that has some clout in Avalanche history as well. So
absolutely. I think I'm going to do this entire show in my Mickey hands.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which I don't know if I can. These are my daughters, by the way. They probably don't even fit me. Be very uncomfortable and hot by the end of the.
That's amazing. See, growing up, I always wanted, like on Aladdin, when Genie had that goofy hat with the teeth on the bill and like the ears.
Yeah,
I always
right.
wanted one of those growing up, and I never had one.
Can you get it?
I think,
is it available?
I think it's like a 90s thing. I don't know. I don't
Really?
know if we'll get
Man,
them.
when we went to Disney, like we got so much stuff. Like I didn't know how we were going to get it all home, and I was really close. They had Thanos like life-size glove, the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And I was going to buy it. I'm like, I have nowhere to put it. I have nowhere else to put it. Like I'll just buy it online, which I have yet to do. But now I'm talking about it, I think I got to go do that. So anyway. Speaking of the Marvel Universe, WandaVision episode 4 released. Very good episode. It was one of those shows where I felt like it's going to be not going to be a slow burn. It's going to be entertaining, but it's going to be a slow burn on information. But no, like this episode really kind of hammered home what the show, like the setting of the show.
Yeah.
And I thought we weren't going to get that for a little while, but a lot of questions were answered. There's still a lot other questions that aren't, but overall, give me your impressions of the show. You nailed. Go for it. I'll let you take it from here. But
yeah, I did call Sword's involvement from the hop. It's just they had that logo just ever present, so it was almost too easy to not be them.
Right.
For them to attack it this way, like when you have almost 3 fully in world episodes of like that Bewitched feel, that like that old school feel, but then you have that unhinged tinge to it. This one's kind of the flipped. Now we're seeing it how we should see it.
Right.
And Wanda is controlling it, and Vision is woof.
Clueless.
Woof. He's when he was like that little blink of zombies Vision, I was like, whoa,
that was creepy.
Oh,
was real creepy. But why was that there? Like, what was the point of, like, because if she's controlling this, why would that version of him be around? Why would she want to?
I think it's because why is her name escaping me right now? But the one who came in from the outside.
Okay, yeah.
That's something that Wanda's not accounting for. That's not in her world. So things like that whole episode, like that whole like 70s feel episode, a lot of it was just coming unraveled. Like the whole episode, everything was coming unraveled. And I think that was like Wanda's one moment of like everything becoming unraveled. Ultron was referenced. She started kind of touching back to reality a little bit. And when she turned to look at Vision, she saw reality Vision, and then had to like snap out of that and almost have that no moment and rewind.
Right.
She had that same little instance with a dead Vision, and she had to put everything back together. I think that was the theme of the whole episode, is watching Wanda try and put everything together when everything is starting to really fizzle and fall apart.
Right. So, and that's for people who haven't seen it, I guess spoilers, but basically up until now, it's just been, like we've said, like a show that just seems to be like this tongue-in-cheek kind of throwback to the old days of sitcoms and television, with those serious moments thrown in every once in a while.
Yeah.
And like Kyle said, now in this one, we get the outsider perspective, like in the very beginning of, or at the end of the first episode, when the camera kind of pans out and you just see somebody sitting at like a station with, all like controls and cameras all over the place. Like, something's going on. You know who that is now. And basically what it is like Wanda has created her own little utopia, and where nobody can get in, nobody's allowed in. And it's this little town. What's it called? Like Westville?
Yes.
I think it's West.
It's like Westdale or something like that.
Something like that.
But if you ask anybody there, it's Eastdale. They have no idea.
Yeah. So, and it's just like this what you can see, you can only go to a certain point. You can see into the town, but as you get closer, it's almost like Under the Dome.
Yeah.
If you ever see the show Under the Dome,
Yeah.
where you can't get through it. And the closer you get, you start seeing like almost like the color bars of television.
Yeah.
And this one woman who is a SHIELD agent, which we have not talked about at the beginning of this episode yet, which we'll talk about in a second. She kind of shows up and these two cops are there and they're like, oh no, you can't go in there. So basically she pushes through and then she becomes part of the show. And like you said, like I don't think Wanda really accounted for people from the outside coming in. So what happens is they send somebody through the sewers and he's the guy that comes up through the sewer at the end of the second episode, I believe that was. Yeah. So that's who that is. So like right now, like Wanda's in charge of everything. So this is going to get interesting going forward because she's a good guy. And how much is she going to fight the outside world? Why does the outside world even want to? Why can't they just let her go? Like, what is just let her have this little life right here that she's created for her.
It's not like she's doing really anything wrong, other than possibly semi-imprisoning those that are stuck in her bubble. But she's not technically doing anything wrong. It's the fact of an Avenger setting up shop in the middle of a town.
Okay.
But I mean, technically she's not doing anything wrong.
No. And those other people, like her neighbors, the one guy kept saying, you know, she's not, and he wouldn't finish the sentence. You kind of know what he means by that now. But are those people just like robots? Are are they real people? Like what are they?
Yeah, they are real people. You remember they were going back and watching the episode and pulling up their IDs and putting it all.
That's right.
They were going,
yes.
So-and-so is played by, and
that's
then
right.
They had the IDs, but for everybody but Agnes.
Which one was she?
She's the one that is like her next door neighbor that's always coming in, and you see her.
Oh, okay, yes, okay. Oh, so they don't have one for her.
Yes, she's still unaccounted for.
All right.
There are rumors on who she is, and I'm not sold on it yet.
Okay, I haven't looked it up. So, but she's the one that turned to the other neighbor and was like, "Don't say anything."
Yes.
So, like stuff like that, like stuff we still need some answers to stuff like that. So, but in the beginning of this episode, the woman who she's not SHIELD, the sword agent, right? Didn't she wake up in the hospital?
Yes,
isn't that her who?
Yes.
So she wakes up in the hospital and she starts walking through the halls of the hospital, and there's chaos going all over the place, and people are reverse dusting.
Yeah.
So the people who were dusted away from the Thanos snap are now coming back to reality. So it was cool to see that. It was cool to see what happened in Endgame, and them reversing everything had obviously effects around the globe as all these people started coming back, and you saw it happening in the hospital.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
I thought that was extremely cool. And the moment where she does show up the sword and her superior is talking about, I don't know if you caught this, like I marked out, that's a wrestling term, but I marked out like when he mentioned his astronauts, he said 4 of them have dusted off. He's talking about the Fantastic Four.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that. Really? That's interesting.
That's why they pulled her in, because he said, well, he's like, half of our astronauts are dusted and the other half don't want to go back. That's the 4. That's Fantastic Four.
I didn't pick up on that.
That's setting them up.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, overall, really good episode, and I love this show, man. I think it's just a really creative, different type of show. I do feel like it's getting like a lot of like publicity on the like Mandalorian style. I think people are like falling in love with like Mandalorian, and this is just kind of like a little like niche show for some reason, and I don't know why. I think this one because it's a thinker,
And up until this episode, this is one that you really didn't know what to anticipate until this episode.
I will tell you, you don't have to think watching Mandalorian. There's nothing to think about. It's just go in and watch Baby Yoda coo for 45 minutes. That's all people care about.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think it's a great show.
It's really good.
It's creative. It's creative. I read something just I think earlier today where what's her name who plays Wanda?
Emma Olsen.
I can't remember her first name, but one of the Olsen sisters.
It's not Mary Kate or
Mary
Ashley.
Kate and Ashley. No. She said when Kevin Feige like pitched her the show, she was like floored by it. So we're not even like halfway there. So I think this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Can't wait till Friday. Watch the next one. So all right, let's move into NHL. And I think we'll start with Tony DeAngelo just because I'm just getting a massive kick out of this. So Tony DeAngelo, New York Rangers player, placed on waivers just because he's a cancer in the locker room. And if you follow this guy on like Twitter, he just lost his mind when Twitter banned Donald Trump from their platform. And he was one of the guys who was like, screw this, I'm out of here. This is, you know, freedom of speech, which it's not. You need to know how freedom of speech works. But so he left the platform, went to that Parler app, which obviously got shut down. Not shut down, but, you know,
delisted.
Apple took it off and Google Play took it off. So really, you know, no leg to stand on. So I think he tried to come back to Twitter on a burner account and got caught, but still refused to say that it was him. And it's absolutely hysterical reading some of these tweets and these arguments he's getting into people. And it's him. It's totally him.
It's so
bad. You know, fast forward to the games, and he's a good player, man. Like he's a very good player. Yeah. But he can't just shut his mouth is the problem. So evidently a altercation happened in the Rangers locker room. And I sent you the screenshot. Where the heck is it? I sent you the screenshot of a so this is from a tweet that a reporter put out where he asked one of his sources, you know, what the heck happened in the locker room. And he just put a screenshot. He blacked out the guy's name. Didn't want to give up his name, which is obviously fine. But just put a screenshot up the conversation. And it goes a little something like this. So the guys in play here are Georgiev, who's obviously their goalie, Tony DeAngelo, and Chris Kreider. I mean, you probably don't know who Chris Kreider is. So the text message goes like this. I guess Georgiev told DeAngelo, maybe if you didn't eat so much mortadella and gabagool, you wouldn't be fat enough to screen your own goalie. And DeAngelo told Georgiev he shouldn't be allowed in this country to play in this league, called him an illegal alien and told him to go back to Mexico. Then Kreider stepped in to settle it down, and Tony chirped at Chris about going off sides and started chanting, "Blue lines matter." And Chris just lost it. Punched him in the face. Ugly scene, honestly.
That is your New York Hockey Rangers, ladies and gentlemen.
And dude, and that's sad because like the New York Hockey Rangers are an original six team, and you know, good thing that they stepped up and were like, dude, we're not standing for this.
Yeah,
you know, we have, you know, we're a legendary team, and it's a privilege to play for the New York. It's a privilege to play for any team in the NHL, but especially an original six team.
Yeah,
and you just embarrassed that team, so you're out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, John Davidson really did a good job at like stepping up and controlling the situation.
I mean, word is that they've been trying to trade him for a couple of years, and they are struggling to find a buyer.
Yeah.
So they put him on waivers. Nobody claimed him on waivers, which does not surprise me. So now he's back under the Rangers umbrella, and now they're trying to make a deal for him. And I don't know where he goes. I don't think anybody wants that headache right now.
Yeah, I foresee this becoming a scouring through the contract and looking for source of termination, especially with physical contact in the locker room, especially under these COVID protocols.
Yeah.
That could be a loophole that they pursue, but
Mhm.
like you said, he's a great talent, but like this is your teammates, and
Right.
this is just really not appropriate or needed conversation, and
Mhm.
almost borderline like 5th or 6th grade back and forth.
It's
And
childish.
it's
Yeah.
really, really bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I just found that hilarious. I found that text message hilarious. We're talking about Gabagool.
Yeah, you can't
George
make
Gabagool.
this stuff up. Like that whole screenshot of that, I was just you can't make it up. It's ridiculous.
And then on the burner account, apparently somebody like posted,
Oh,
Tony D'Angelo waved, and Tony D'Angelo, who's under a different name, posted WTF. Like he didn't know.
it's
It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And whoever decides to take him, may God have mercy on your soul. I don't know.
talking to you, Buffalo.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
Cool.
Oh, so
He'll go to Ottawa. That owner up in Ottawa is bananas anyway. So
you think, wow. I mean, obviously, covering the Avalanche, people are posting like, oh, should the Avalanche? And I'm like, no way. They would not. If the Avalanche, and they just did it. They went out with 3 full lines, and then their 4th line was 2 guys.
Yeah.
They would not sign Tony D'Angelo to fill that spot. They would rather go with 2 guys on a 4th line than have Tony D'Angelo come in.
Last year at the trade deadline, we were front runners for Chris Kreider himself, and we decided not to take him. So why would we take D'Angelo, the other half of this story, now with all this going on? No, Sakic is not an idiot.
And I want to look up because I think no, they're okay. Kreider scored their 2nd goal tonight. They're playing right now, and they're beating the Penguins 3-1. And he scored their 2nd goal. Yep, Kreider did anyway. So
a battle for the horizontal text because the Penguins are in the reverse retros tonight.
Terrible. So, all right, moving on to our Colorado Avalanche. Man, and it's like the injury bug never went away. And after this is Sunday's game, 2nd game is against Minnesota. Nathan MacKinnon does not come out for the 3rd period, and add him to the list of injured Colorado Avalanche players. Word did come out today, some unofficial reports saying it's not serious. So he could come back relatively soon, maybe miss a game or 2, but nothing is confirmed. They didn't practice yesterday. So when there's no practice, you usually don't hear much.
Yeah.
So maybe today, going through morning skate and all that stuff, you might get some info. So not only him, the sun is coming up, hopefully for him and for Devon Taves.
Yeah.
Word is he might miss 7 to 10 days, which in any other season would be, a couple games, but you can tack on a few more because of the way that the schedule is for this season. So that kind of does suck, but it's not long-term. So, what's your thoughts, man? Like it's like Grim Reaper just follows around the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, and I would like thank you, Alan, for tagging me in that story about Nathan not being as hurt as we thought. But I mean, it was just in the bubble last year that it was what Gruby and Calvert were day-to-day all playoffs. Like, if we're gonna, I don't want to hear day-to-day. I'm going to see who takes the ice for pregame skate, and I'll go from there. I can't keep hoping Francouz walks through the door.
Yeah.
EJ, I don't know what's going on with him after messing up his face on that check. Nate is the battery of the team. We can't lose him.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we were priding ourselves on depth before the season started, but didn't expect us to rely on it.
now it's got to, you see what you're made of now. I mean, if your superstar is going to be out, even if it's for a couple games, that's an opportunity. And who's going to take advantage of that opportunity? Guys like Burakovsky, who's been playing great. Rantanen is there. Like, they still have a loaded team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they'll be okay, whether if it's, short term or long term, no matter what, they'll be okay. But you don't want a guy of Nathan McKinnon's stature out for a long period of time. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So probably get some more news on that, and hopefully it's not anything serious. I didn't see a thing, dude. Like,
No.
I was watching. I went back and watched. I couldn't find a thing, and I got to believe it's something that happened off camera. They're following the puck going into a zone, and it was off camera, and he's back in the defensive zone or wherever it happened. Because I didn't see a thing, and I didn't see him skating off the ice gingerly. There was no tell in Nathan McKinnon that he was hurt, and for him to not come back out, something was wrong, because he's a gamer and he will come out every single period, no matter what.
Yeah, well, again, one of those that we'll just have to wait and see. It's very curious, and I doubt we'll ever find out.
If we do, it'll be at the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like, when it, like, in the off season, so teams can't hone in on it, and he's not going to say during the year what it is, because then guys will go after it.
Yeah, I keep drawing parallels to how we handled the bubble and the injuries, because we don't really have to be specific with injuries and the COVID protocols, but we still didn't get answers on EJ, how bad Gabe actually was when he got cut.
Yeah.
The extent of Grubauer when he did suffer a lower body. We never got those answers, so I'm just not even wasting time and energy thinking that Bednar is going to give us anything.
No, he's definitely not tomorrow. Just give us the upper or lower, which is, for him, it's a lower, and possible timeline is probably all we'll get.
Yeah.
So, I mean, moving on to, more COVID related stuff and the NWHL, it's like gone from the highest of highs announcing that you are going to be on MSNBC, not MSN, NBC Sports. Sorry, yeah, for your final tournament, and that's still in play.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like a Final Four team tournament by default now.
Yeah,
because maybe we jinxed them.
We did it. We're sorry, NWHL.
Yeah, because my team, the Riveters, went out last week, adhering to COVID protocol, pulled their whole team out. And then you just told me, kind of right before we went live to record, there they are. Your whale is now done the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So what happened with them? Same thing that happened to the Riveters.
What I'm hearing is we had 4 new players join us in the bubble, and there was some dissent about how that was handled. And if you want to link it or not, the Riveters and the Whale were staying in the same hotel in Lake Placid, and there was some growing concerns that the Riveters had the outbreak. What are the chances the Whale get the outbreak? We had a positive test, I believe, last week, and we just ended up postponing our game against what would have been the Whitecaps tonight, but they just ended up just backing out, and we're going to try again on season number 7.
It's a shame. Did they say the name of the hotel?
I don't think so,
because I've stayed at a lot of places up there. I'm just curious to know which one it is.
I'll have to do some more digging.
All right. But even having said that, the ratings and the involvement and the excitement around this league is very real.
Yeah.
And you have taken a deep dive into it and are a big fan of the league. And why don't you speak to what the experience is like? Because you've been tuning in through Twitch. They've been streaming these games through Twitch, where you can interact with other people watching. It's just like in a Twitch feed.
Yeah.
You're playing a video game. But you said it's actually like a fantastic community of people that have gotten in there. So tell me about it.
All right, NWHL, I want you to hear me right now. What you have right now in your Twitch feed and your community is the best thing going in all of hockey. I'm not even joking. Like, you could sit here and I'll have it on my big TV. I'll be watching on Twitch through my PlayStation, and everybody's got your emoticons for your certain teams, and you get that Twitch chat just blowing up. They have, in between the periods, they have a camera for just the Zamboni, which everybody on its face thinks, oh, that's no big deal. But you watch that chat and they have like Zamboni emojis and everybody's blowing up, cheering Aaron, the Zamboni driver, and it's the Zam Cam, and the Connecticut
awesome.
Whale have the Zambonanza.
Okay.
And it's just, every time somebody commits a penalty, the chat just blows up accusing someone of ice crimes. It's a wholesome experience. Like, it's never referred to as a penalty. They just call it ice crimes.
It's like they're creating their own language.
It's so amazing and wholesome and like pure. And like, you'll have, like, we'll watch like the Buttes and the Pride, but then you'll have like a Toronto Six guy come in there and they'll just be like, hey, watching the game, just supporting, but go Six, and they'll put their stuff up there. But like, you'll have all kind of fans just sitting in that chat going on all game long, and it's just such a great experience. I've loved every second of it.
Is the chat like supersonic speed, which is like scrolling nonstop, and you gotta like really keep up with, you know?
Sometimes, but they go into slow mode where it'll just kind of gradually.
Okay.
And it's not distracting. Like, you can watch the action and then you could go back and you could scroll up. Like, it's not, it doesn't take away from the game, because the game itself, they have been amazing. Like, the quality has been amazing. The neutral zone, for those jumping in, if you guys are going to start watching on NBC Sports Network, the neutral zone is purple.
Right. For
Hockey Fights Cancer. So don't jump in the chat and say, why is the neutral zone blue? Please don't do that.
Right. Things like this, you know, when like the little guy, you know, in this case, the little females, like these smaller leagues, when they come up with something like that, the big guys and girls take notice.
Yeah.
And like, think of like the XFL. Like the XFL came out the first go round.
Yeah.
They came up with a lot of the ideas that you see in the NFL right now. Like the camera on the field and the camera like suspended above, like that was all XFL. Cameras in the locker room was XFL. You didn't get that stuff before the XFL. So the product on the field might have been crap, but all of the stuff that they like, all these innovative things of honestly like bringing you like feeling like you're in the action, is completely, you owe all of that to the XFL. You genuinely do. And I don't think a lot of people like really realize that.
Yeah.
So this is something that, yeah, I mean, I think fans want to just talk to other fans even when the game is going on.
Yeah.
So, and you can get it. Like I have the what is it? The Score. That's the app I use just to check all the scores. And there is a feed in there where it's like a chat room, but it's like, I mean, it goes off the rails so quickly.
Yeah.
It's your typical like Facebook chat, like, oh, like it's like your mama chat basically. Yeah. And I'm not there for that crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but this seems like it's more of a like genuine, like fans getting together and like really like rooting on their team in a wholesome type of way.
Yeah. Even whoever the Whale we're facing, it's not like we're like dogging the other team. We're all there supporting the league. So like, I have no problem saying, hey, that was a nice save, or way to kill off that penalty. Like, there's no like hate in the group, and there's no and what I do is I'll sit here and I'll have my phone on Twitch just for the chat. So I could chat and it'll be up there. And I think the NHL really missed the boat on this. NWHL with its community of passionate and loving fans.
Yeah.
I think it's just the perfect mix. And I really hope even with all this COVID stuff, that this is something that can continue on in season 7 for the NWHL because they are doing some really incredible things.
And even for, if the NHL adopted it, I would almost hope they could figure out a way to do like channel specific viewing. So like, when we're watching Avalanche games, our chat is only with Avalanche fans because it's going to go, if it's, Avalanche and Stars, it's just going to be bickering back and forth the entire time. So figure out a way to just do team specific channels. I log into, and you're going to get one of the, those idiots that just come in, Avalanche suck, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
And see, and one of the things before we move from this subject, one of the things that have really just touched my heart in this whole tournament, there's been so many people that come in there. This is my first time watching hockey. I had no idea about this, but it's been blowing up on my Twitch and I've been seeing it on Twitter. And and then people will just take time and explain every little rule and every instance of the game.
That's cool.
And then it's such a grassroots growing of the game.
Right.
That, again, I think the NHL misses out on in a lot of areas of growing the game. NWHL is just doing it in such a pure, natural way that, I cannot sing the praises of NWHL. No matter how the COVID has affected it, I think they've done an incredible job with the spotlight that they've been given.
I agree. And you still get 4 teams in.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters. As long as you can, get those 4 teams in and get a Final Four on, a major network. That's huge. That's huge for next season. So, all right. What do we got now? We're going to switch our attention to buying and selling.
Buying and selling.
All right. So we are going, this is lightning round stuff.
Bring it.
So, and by the way, I did try to obtain some GameStop stocks, and I have been on the Robinhood app for like well over a year now, and I was none too happy that I could not pick it up just to say that I did, but couldn't do it.
Yeah, my brother's into the Robinhood app. I've just, along with like betting, I'm just too scared to do it. So
if you somewhat know what you're doing and you're not dumb about it, you can make out okay. You know what I mean? So, but we are going to do this with some hockey teams. So this could get interesting and some buying and selling. So we'll just go division by division. I'll throw out the team. You tell me if you're buying with the Robinhood app or if you're selling with the Robinhood app.
I could do it.
Ready to do this?
Let's go.
Central Division, and we're going to go. I'm just going to go in order of how they are in the standings right now.
Okay.
I'm not going alphabetical or anything like that. Central Division, Florida Panthers.
Sell.
I am buying the Florida Panthers right now. Right now, I am buying. They're in first place. They are 5-0-1. I am buying the Florida Panthers. Tampa Bay Lightning.
Buy.
Got to buy the Tampa Bay Lightning. Columbus Blue Jackets.
Sell.
This is a tough. I am so borderline with this right now. I think I'm with you on the sell. With you on the sell, but this could turn into a buy, depending on how that whole line A thing works out.
Yeah, that's what I'm very. Yeah.
Tortorella is the wild card here.
Yeah, Torts and line A. I don't know how that's going to mix.
Right. Carolina Hurricanes.
I like them. Buy.
Yeah, I'm going to buy them right now as well. 5-1-0. Dallas Stars.
Oh, sell.
Yeah, sell Stars. Just probably should buy them, but we're not Stars fans. Chicago Blackhawks.
Sell.
Hard sell. Nashville Predators.
Sell.
That's a hard sell for me. And Detroit Red Wings will move on to the East Division. East Division, Philadelphia Flyers.
Sell.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's my horse. I picked them to go to the Stanley Cup, so I'm buying them right now.
I'm not wild.
Washington Capitals.
I kind of like them. I'm going to buy them.
Yeah, I would buy them. The Boston Bruins.
I'm going to sell them.
I'm never a Bruins fan. I sell them every day.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Sell.
I'm selling them as well. New Jersey Devils.
Buy.
Devils are hanging in there. Where are they? I'll go with you for
we're shut down till like February 6th, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, they did get hurt. Yeah. They're okay. I'll go with you on that one. Sabres.
Bye. They've impressed me. They got some synergy.
I mean, they are. No, I can't. I just can't bring myself. And their, point differentials -2. Like, you brought in a scorer and you're still -2, and Eichel's doing nothing. I'm selling them. New York Islanders.
Sell.
Big sell, man. They've lost 5 in a row. And the New York Rangers, bottom feeding.
I think I would need to buy them.
I mean, maybe this D'Angelo thing turns them around. I think that might be a buy right now. That might be a buy low and sell high right there with the Rangers. That could be profitable. Moving on to, we'll do the West last because that's our division. North Division, Canadian Division, Maple Leafs.
Buy.
Canadians.
Buy.
Big buy for me. They're playing phenomenal. Vancouver.
Sell.
Yeah. What are they? They're 500 right now. They're 6-6.
That's deceptive. I've seen them.
I know.
Yeah. Sell.
I'll sell them as well. Winnipeg.
Buy.
I think I'm in the same boat with Winnipeg. I got to see how that trade.
I'm buying them because I have
for them. I think it would work out.
I have to have 4 buys in the North, and between Winnipeg and Vancouver, I'm buying Winnipeg.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I don't know. I'll sell them for now because I gotta see how that trade plays out.
Sure.
Edmonton.
Buy.
I think you have to. You got those 2 guys. It's like, they're at the bottom, towards the bottom of the standings, but they can turn it on at any given time. Yeah. Calgary.
Sell.
Yep. And Ottawa's right there with Detroit in the sell category. What the heck? They've lost 8 in a row.
I feel bad for them.
What is wrong? Like,
I feel bad for them.
Every time you think like, well, they're, they won't get a playoff spot, but they'll be competitive. And they're not. Do you know what their point differential is?
Point differential's got to be like double digits, probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
2 times over. It's -22. That's awful.
All right, boys and girls, when this episode's over, just Google Eugene Melnick. You'll understand why Ottawa is the way they are.
It's terrible.
Management is terrible in Ottawa.
All right. Final division, the West Division. And they have St. Louis listed at number 1, but they're actually tied in points with the Avalanche at 13. So we're going to put the Avalanche first and say the Colorado Avalanche.
That's an automatic buy.
It's a big buy. St. Louis.
I'm going to sell. They're not that impressive.
They're not impressing me, but what is impressing me is that they have managed to go to a 6-2-1 record. They've won 3 in a row, but they've played the Ducks. Then before the Ducks, I think they played Minnesota, I want to say. But that's the division. This division's pretty weak.
Yeah. So,
I think because of the division, you buy them, but their best game was the last game. Other than that, they have not. I agree with you. They have not been impressive.
They're 1 week away of entries like we're getting from being completely in the cellar.
Oh yeah.
They can't hold up to that.
No. 3rd place right now, Minnesota Wild.
You know what? I hate them with all my heart, but I'll buy them.
I'm selling them because the first game against the Avalanche, they couldn't hang with them. And the second game, they just barely hung with them, and the Avalanche had a decimated team.
I think they're gritty enough to knock some teams out.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yes, you are so right.
I'm selling them. Vegas Golden Knights.
I'm buying.
Yeah, you got to buy. LA Kings.
I'm selling them. They're deceptive.
They're hanging tough. They're playing a little bit better. They're scoring. Their point differential is only -1. I would borderline buy them right now just to give them a flyer, see what happens.
I know I'm selling them because I know what I'm about to buy.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I got Anaheim Ducks next. Buying the Ducks?
They are playing
They did play well.
They're playing the Islanders of last year's style, like that suffocating, super slow Islanders play.
Brutally bad.
I think the Ducks can do something with that.
But that works. Does that work long term? I mean, if teams can figure that out and know that's what they're going to do, like, do they have another style that they can turn to?
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
If it could throw a monkey wrench in the Avalanche, it could do the same for other top teams. So
right, and that's all you're playing them 7 or 8 times this year. So you would think a team like the Avalanche can figure that out. Like, this is how they play us, so this is what we're going to do differently, and then it's all over. But then they have Gibson on the back end, who has been Vezina-like.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'll buy them for now.
Yeah.
Short term buy, short sell, like GameStop.
Short sell.
Arizona Coyotes.
Sorry, selling them.
And San Jose. I'm so disappointed in San Jose. I thought they had something in them.
No, they really don't.
They
really don't.
No. So I think. Let me see. Who's kind of like I think. The one, if this was the actual stock market, the one that could potentially make me some money right now, the New York Rangers, if they can flip the script after that Tony DeAngelo deal. And there was another one I thought. I think you're right with the Ducks. Maybe they can get something going. And the Oilers. You're always wondering about the Oilers and what they can do. So I like that Rangers pick, though. I think, and look what's happening. Let me check the score again as we're recording this. But they were up 3-1 on the Penguins, and it's over. So they won. So game 1, they've already took down the Penguins. There we go. You got a sim going?
I've got a sim going.
And is it complete yet?
Almost there.
Okay. I am going to say, how did they fix the divisions too? It's regular divisions.
Regular divisions.
Okay.
All right, we just crowned a Stanley Cup champion.
All right, I am going to say the Stanley Cup was between. Didn't the Panthers make it in one, or no? Am I mistaken on that? I don't. They might not have.
I know the last one was like Winnipeg and Buffalo.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to say, let's get a Canadian team. I'll say the Maple Leafs and the Golden Knights.
We have Edmonton versus Buffalo.
Buffalo again? What the heck? And who took it?
Edmonton in 5.
Okay. So Connor McDavid gets his cup.
Avalanche were doing great and got swept by the Oilers in the conference finals.
Really? I mean, the NHL just wants him to win one. So clearly rigged.
I did find where I can see individual awards.
Mm-hmm.
Ovi won the Art Ross, the Hart. Drew Doughty won the Norris. Kuznetsov won the Lady Bing. Kirill Kaprizov won the Calder.
Uh-huh.
Connor McDavid, Conn Smythe, Ben Bishop won the Vezina.
Ben Bishop? This game is broken.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. I just threw my phone down in anger.
Yeah, it's this was a completely wacky one.
Is he who's he playing for? He must not have been playing.
He's a star.
Wow. I was thinking maybe he got traded and like reinvigorated his career or something like that, but
yeah, that's
ouch.
But Kaprizov winning the Calder could be a possibility.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. So all right. Well, that's gonna be it for this week, people. Follow the show over on Twitter. I always get confused what it is on Twitter. It's Fourth Line Minutes on Twitter, correct?
It's Fourth Minutes on Twitter, Fourth Line Minutes Instagram.
On Instagram. All right. And then fourthlineminutes@gmail.com if you want to throw any emails our way. Follow me at LOPN_Avalanche. Follow Kyle at
Shaggy Von Doom.
All right. And we'll have the next episode of the Legend of our boy Taro sometime this week. I don't know what we got to talk about when we're going to do it, but we'll have it out this week. And things are not going as planned.
No,
for Taro. He might have seen his way out of Anaheim.
Yeah, we're buying the Ducks, but the Ducks are selling Taro.
Very true. So stay tuned for that because that's a lot of fun. So all right, it's gonna be it. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.